So what if I told you that healing is actually in your hands? What if I told you that the best way to vent is actually with a pen? I want to walk you all through, as we're going through 2025, that the power of journaling and how it can really help set you free as you're walking through a new year. I cannot stress enough how much journaling has changed my life, and I want to share with you how it's changed my life and how to get started in 2025. So let's get into it. So I have been journaling for the last 20 years. I have journals upon journals upon journals upon journals upon journals upon journals, and this is not even half of my collection. And I feel like there's a book in here too. We're just gonna speak that out. There's a book in all of these journals, and I'm just very grateful for the gift of writing and being able to see and navigate through life, and seeing it all through my journals. So what really started as me venting when I was 14 years old has now turned into something that has been a part of my healing journey. And just the art of journaling is, I just love journaling. And I want to share this with you all because I think that there's so much out there and there's a lot of really cool things out there. But journaling doesn't have to be this whole aesthetic thing and you might feel overwhelmed. It's as simple as getting one journal. You can go to Ross, Target, dollar store, or whatever, and get out your pen and just start writing. But the more that you journal, the more that you start to learn, certain styles of journals and pens that you like and certain types of paper. But it all starts with the gift of just writing. My first journal was this little small, cheap journal, but it is the journal that meant so much to me. So do not feel like you have to get all the things to start. Just start. So I want to walk you all through how to get started and just really the science behind journaling. So let's get started. So why is journaling powerful? Like, what is the thing about journaling that is helpful and why I'm such a proponent of it? It really goes back into how journaling can actually help transform and heal you. So let's say, for example, if you're having a really bad day, you have no one to call, you're just in your head and you need to get whatever is in you out of you. So you get your pen and you get your journal and you just share whatever thought that is. It could be, I'm really having a difficult time with this relationship breakup, or I'm feeling unseen in my friendship group, or I don't really like what's going on in the world. It's very stressful. There's something about getting it out on paper where you could just release it. The thing about it is too, you don't have to keep a journal. If you don't want to track anything, you can literally write it out and tear it up and never to revisit again. But if you're like me, where you're able to see how you've grown, it's great to track it through the years, through a season, to see your thought processes and to see how you've grown. Also, journals can be helpful, especially if you are into bullet journaling. It can help when it comes to tracking things, remembering dates, all the things. But essentially, you really can just use a journal to release all your thoughts, and it's also part of your healing journey. For anyone who's gone to counseling and you've been in a counselor's chair, counselors will also tell you to journal, and as a part of CBT, I am also not a therapist, so please don't take anything what I'm saying for any type of counsel in reference to what a therapy would recommend. However, it is a great resource and addition if any one of you is interested in going to counseling. So the power of journaling goes into self-reflection. It's probably one of my favorite things, is because I do not think you can move through life without reflecting. And I remember a mentor telling me, don't wait until you're my age to reflect on your life. You should be putting into practice when you can to reflect so that you can make pivots and changes as needed. And that's one of the things I love so much about journaling, is that you're able to go back in time and reflect. So for example, when I came to the end of this year, I kind of crashed out. I'm just going to be honest, kind of crashed out because I reflected and I thought, I don't really like what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a little unhappy about certain things, and I had to get brutally honest with myself. And I was able to just write this past weekend and write things out, and coming to certain conclusions was what I needed to move forward. So that's the power of journaling, where you're able to self-reflect and to come to a conclusion so that you're able to really start to put goals down because you've spent the time reflecting, getting awareness so that you can move forward. Another part of journaling is tracking growth. So like I told you, this is not even half of all my journals, but it's really nice when you can go through your journals and you see how you've operated in previous years, and you're able to see how much you've grown or how much you haven't grown, or you're able to see just the core of you. So I think about myself at 14. There are certain things that I honestly still are the core of me, that is my essence, right? But there's places where I've grown, where I've stood up for myself, where I'm a little bit more assertive and things of that nature. But then there's themes that I still see that I still have to work through. So it's also giving yourself grace, because I think sometimes we feel like we're supposed to always 100% be different, but growth takes time. I'm 14, that was 14, and now I'm in my 30s. Come on. So there's certain things that are still the same, that I'm still working through, but it's about giving ourselves grace. And that's the power of journaling, where you're able to track and see just how much you've changed and grown or not grown. I also love journaling because when I think about my walk with God, it's so important to me. And I know everyone listening to this may not walk with God, but for me, it is so important. And being able to journal, it's like writing out to Him or crying out to Him, because I am someone who's an internal processor. So I'm able to let out everything that I may not be able to say all the time through verbally. I can say it in words, and it just refreshes me. And I feel like I can hear His voice as I'm writing or writing out scriptures or things like that. So another part of journaling for me goes back into the whole faith connection aspect of it, where it's like I'm, writing out my prayers to God, essentially. How to get started? Keep it simple, y'all. Again, I know there's a lot online, which is cool, but sometimes if you watch all these things and you're getting confused and you think you have to do all the different things, you don't. Just keep it simple. So you can even grab like a small notebook, a big one, whatever, and you can write down the date. So write down here the date, 25, which is crazy, it's 2025. Write down the date, and just start writing. You can literally write down, these are the things I would love to see in sorry y'all. Anyway, these are the things that I want to see in 2025. You can write all those things down, or you can think about how am I currently feeling? Writing that out. What am I excited about? Writing that out. What is really bothering me? Writing that out. Who do I need to forgive? Writing that out. So it can all be so simple. It doesn't have to be long. It could just be one prompt, or it could be something that you're just free writing all the different things that you're feeling in the moment. I want you to, comment in the comments, what is one thing about journaling that you're excited to uncover in reference to your journey in 2025. Let me know. And please stay tuned, because I really feel like I've been trying to figure out what I want to talk about on my YouTube channel. And I've always journaled, so it's never been something that I would ever think about talking about, because it's always something that naturally comes out of me. But I really do love journaling. I love to give journals. And if there's anything about the process that can help be a part of your healing that I can share in Capturing Destiny, because essentially the power of journaling is you're writing out the things that God's put on your heart when it comes to yourself, your family, your friends, your relationships, purpose, that you're capturing your destiny through pen. So join me, y'all. I cannot wait to uncover and discover more in reference to journaling and resources that I love and pens that I love as we capture our destiny together through writing. Alrighty. Take care, y'all, and Happy New Year. God bless.